Michelle isn't going to be Michelle Garrett can't attend the meeting. She's working, so she's hoping she can watch it afterwards. So that's why I asked.
Thank you very much for that, because I did not hit the record button. I set up the screen sharing, but not the record. So we're recording now. Helga's coming into the room.
Yay, she made it.
Yeah.
She got all set up yesterday, so she was hoping it would work.
Perfect. All right, let's see where she's at. Okay, so I'll ask her to start her video. Perfect. All righty. So I do want to just recap for all of you that are in the room. Our door prize winners for today for this virtual general meeting are Pam Hillard, Raquel Berger, Michelle, Khatib, and Renee. Those are our first 5 individuals to enter the room. So they will be getting a door prize. We'll talk, Lolita will talk to you a little bit later about how we can get your door prize to you. And let's see here. Okay. Here comes Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. All righty. So Stephanie is in the room. Okay. So we have some new faces in the room. Hi, Helga.
Oh, can you see me? I didn't want to say anything.
No, it's okay.
It worked.
So this is how we meet at work, and this is how we see a lot of patients now. If we have to, if something comes up, we've been using this platform a lot, so I'm glad to see you all here. It's also nice to see all your faces. We haven't been able to meet in person, but this is the next best thing. We have a wonderful general meeting set up for today. I'm really excited. Lolita talked to Weiwei Starts, and she secured her as our guest speaker for tonight. So we're really excited to hear what she has to say. And also, this is the first time, or this is the actual second general meeting via Zoom. So again, a little housekeeping. I'll be muting all of you as soon as we start the meeting and we're talking. And if the board members need to speak about their part, then they will be unmuted and they'll speak to all of you. If you have any questions, we just ask that maybe you raise your hand, or you can use the feature at the bottom to send a chat. And so that way we can unmute and we can have a discussion. Let's see, also on this second Zoom general meeting, we have, again, 5 door prizes. First winner is Pam, second winner is Raquel, third winner is Michelle, fourth winner is Khatib, and fifth winner is Renee. So congratulations, everybody, on your door prize. I think you're gonna like it. I do want to acknowledge we have a new face in our meeting today, Mr. Ezekiel Allen. If any of you have been following our Instagram or our Facebook, him and his lovely wife were out at the gardens and they took a portrait with one of our Plumeria trees, and they allowed us to put their image on social media. So thank you. He is, again, a member, and I believe you frequent the gardens quite a bit, don't you, Mr. Allen?
Yes, we particularly like Corpus. We're here in San Antonio. We're members here, but we reciprocate our membership there. But here in San Antonio, you probably know, many of you, we don't have a Plumeria grove, let alone a garden. So the first time last year, we come down there for our anniversary, and I said, let's go check it out. So we pull up to the driveway, and my wife literally jumps out the car before I even park when she saw the Plumerias.
Okay.
So we make it a point to come down there at least every year. We met Norm Maxwell. I call him our Plumeria Jedi. So we stopped by his house and I had a great time. But yeah, I'm really happy to be on board with you guys. My wife's at work, but I'm hoping I'm recording this. I sent you 2 requests so she could sit down and watch it as well.
Perfect. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Good to have you, Mr. Allen. All righty, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have quite a bit to review before we have our guest speakers start. So we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:38 p.m. And we have a reading of our previous minutes and a vote to approve. I believe you all received the newsletter, so we're not going to go through it in detail. It'll just be a summary. And so I am going to hand it over to Stephanie, the secretary.
Okay, guys, the minutes were sent out from the May Zoom meeting in our last newsletter. I need a motion to approve the minutes with a second. I can't see hands. Melissa, I don't know if you have it pulled up on your screen.
Kevin and Renee. Kevin and Renee.
Thank you.
Are the first.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good deal.
Okay, so can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So the next thing we're going to move on over to is the treasurer's report, which is Terry Beck. And so I am going to go ahead and turn it on over to Terry.
We have currently $17,284.52 in our checking account. And we have $14,624.77 in our savings.
Okay.
We're currently not carrying any PayPal balance at all.
Okay, thank you for that, Terry. Next, we're going to move on to something that the board has been talking about and something we want to clarify on our online presence, but also to individuals that may have an interest in becoming a member in the Plumeria Society of South Texas. And what we want to hear is, you know, what is it that makes you want to be a member? What is it that drives you to be a member? What are the perks of being a member? What is your perception of you know, membership with the Plumeria Society of South Texas? So if any of you want to chime in at this time, we truly do want to better understand, number one, why are you members? Why do you continue your membership? And how can we get more members? Okay, Bernice?
I want to be a member because I can gain knowledge from some of you experts out there, and I like the fellowship, and I also like working in the Grove when I can get there now. But I really enjoy the comradeship and also the knowledge that we share on how to make our plumerias grow, how to blossom, and cuttings and everything. I like all our the knowledge you all share at the meetings too.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
Melissa, it's easy. I'm very pleased with my membership. I love it. I wish we can get down there more. One thing I would really like, I know it's the fall setting upon us, but if you have some of the workshops or the maintenance days, whatever, I can't remember what you call them, like maybe once a month on the weekend. In the week, it's really inconvenient for us. It's impossible, really. But maybe once a month or once every 3 months, we have it on like a Saturday, so some of us that don't live in Corpus could come down and help out and, you know, meet and greet and that kind of stuff. That's really the only thing. Other than that, I love it. We really enjoy our membership.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us. Anybody else? All right. I can tell you, I'll speak for myself why I enjoy membership, why I've continued my membership. I absolutely love Plumeria, but I do love the camaraderie. I really enjoy getting out there with a lot of you. I love talking to people. I love the friends that I've made that have the same passion that I do. So I'm not just talking to my husband who probably tunes me out. When I talk to someone about Plumeria, I know they're actually listening, and that feels good. All righty. Gordon joined us today.
I'll be here in just a minute.
All righty. So thank you for that. We're going to go ahead and move on. So we are trying to also update our online presence. We're just reminding people when you join, you don't automatically get a calendar or a shirt. The goal is for us to work together in the garden, attend these meetings now that they're virtual, and keep the Plumeria Society going.
You get the text.
All righty.
How do you get the
So the next thing we're going to go into is the president's report. At this time, we're recommending the cancellation of the Christmas party because at this point in time in the pandemic, number one, we don't have a venue to meet at. We constantly have to look at the number of individuals that can be in one place at one time. And so at this point, we'll be canceling the Christmas party. However, one of the things we're going to look at doing, instead of October being our last general meeting, maybe we can do more online meetings like this. They won't necessarily be a general meeting, but a meeting, and we can discuss different topics like winter storage or how to care for your plumeria with pests. We can talk about different topics in this virtual room. The next thing is the greenhouse. We made a donation to the South Texas Botanical Garden and Nature Center from some selective pruning we did prior to the storm, or what we thought the storm may come and cause some damage in the grove. So we did some selective pruning in anticipation of that. And we also donated to them a large donation that we had secured from a couple out at Canyon Lake. And so they're pretty excited with that. What happens is a lot of individuals go to visit the Plumeria Grove and they want to buy trees. They'll even say, make a cutting today and sell me something, sell me anything. And so this should help them when people go to visit the Grove, they'll have some Plumeria stock to sell. Not to mention, the South Texas Botanical Gardens is where we have our Plumeria Grove, and they have had a huge impact on their revenue stream this year. They haven't had their big bloom sale, which brought in a lot of revenue for them, but also their Moonlight in the Gardens. And so those two events have impacted them. So we want to make sure we're doing our part as well to help the South Texas Botanical Garden and Nature Center.
Melissa,
Yes.
where is the South Texas Botanical Garden located? I thought it was a group of botanical gardens, but is it one specific location?
Yes, it's where you were at the Plumeria Grove.
Oh, okay. I've been calling it Corpus Christi's events. Okay, I got you now.
All righty. The next thing we're going to review is the outcome of our most recent members greenhouse sale. I believe, Terry, you had a total on that, correct? If I'm not mistaken, how much we sold and how we did at that sale? Let's see, she might be muted. There we go.
She had unmuted. We raised $1,315.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Terry. All righty. The next thing we're going to look at is just reminding you that there's some flyers that were emailed to you guys and they're online. We have a work day every single Saturday until the trees come out. Right now, the trees require a lot of maintenance. We have mealy bugs, rust from the rain. Um, Most recently, we noticed a Plumeria tree with what we believe may be a virus. We need to continue to watch it. So making note of things that are happening in the grove, maintaining the grove are very important. We encourage you to come out and volunteer. They won't be the volume that we once had, but we'll have smaller cells and we'll be following the precautions. And so far, we've maintained the grove all summer long, and none of our members volunteering have become sick. So we're maintaining the grove in a safe and effective manner. We just want to make sure to encourage you to continue.
You'd be right at 8 in the morning.
Oh, let's see. Yes, ma'am. Can I hear? One moment. I'm looking for. Okay, you're on. Yes, Bernice.
What time do y'all meet out there on the weekends?
So it depends, because it's a little bit different. We're not meeting in large groups. Some individuals will show up at 9 and they'll leave at 10 or 11. And some individuals will show up at 12, 1, 2, and then another group may show up at 5, 6, or 7. And so it varies. Just letting either the curator or the co-curator know, or you can even just send us an email to psstcorpus@gmail.com. And let them know I'm planning on going on this day to volunteer. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Great question. The next thing is now that we've had a lot of rain, it's starting to get cooler. We have been watering 3 times a week, but we are going to look at going to twice a week. So Ron was watering on Saturday. I believe he is out of town this week, and so he will not be able to water. He did send a message asking if we can start the water on Saturday morning. We can look at either, Gordon, if you're going out on Thursday, we could look at that schedule of just Thursday and Saturday. About 2 weeks prior to pulling out the trees, we stop watering altogether and start letting the trees dry out and start to let them go dormant along with cutting their leaves. The next thing is we have a greenhouse repair project. I'm sure all of you as well got that flyer. We've reached out to Carol and to Michael Womack. We did ask them for repairs as the 1st of October because we want to be ready. I believe the last 2 years the greenhouse has not been ready. And last year we did put the trees into the greenhouse knowing there was structural damage, and we did lose 2 trees. We lost Bridal Bouquet and Purple Star. Those were the 2 trees that were closest to the structural damage. We gave him an opportunity, but they just never recovered. So we did speak to him about that. We let him know that, you know, we've done a lot of work to secure varieties for the grove. However, when we put them into that environment, we have the potential to lose them. And I believe the greenhouse is going to come up in just a moment. I'm going to run through some of the other things because we still have quite a bit left to do. I'm checking to see if my father-in-law can operate the forklift for when we pull out the trees. Carol and Michael are waiting to get back to me because usually we're waiting on the gardens to operate it. But this year it's going to look a little different. So we're waiting on a response from that. We have new t-shirts available for purchase. We will be speaking about that a little bit later on as well, but Renee will have those. We're going to make a switch out to make sure she has them, and then she'll kind of communicate with all the members what days she'll be available at the Grove so that people can pick up their shirts. The other most important thing is we have not had an audit, and we really need to have that done. I believe, Bernice, you've done these in the past. The board members do have our Zoom account. And so if need be, we could do it virtually like this. So if you're still on board for helping with the audit, please with Terry. And I need to see, I believe maybe Renee was on that as well. Let's see. Audit is, I'm just going back to my newsletter, but I want to say it was Renee, and I believe Bernice, you've done them in the past, and then Terry. All righty. And then, and then the next thing is we're pretty much secure on all of the signs for the trees. I believe we're only missing 2, and that is Kona's Orange Dream and Moraine 103. And so we're going to go ahead and just send in the slides so they can be the images, so that the Plumeria stakes can be made, and we can have them ready for next year. One of the big changes we've had is if you go to Plumeria Society of South Texas.com, you can see a copy of the grove map as it is in 2020, and pretty much every single tree has a slide, and you can view what the bloom would look like if it's not blooming. We did fertilize all the trees earlier this year with Excalibur. I want to say pretty much every tree in the grove is blooming at this time. It's amazing this year. We had a donation of Pinot Rouge, but I'm going to let Lolita talk a little bit more about that when she's up. And then I believe Ron stated he wanted to donate 2 trees, and so I'll just need to meet with him. And the last thing is, and we have a poster. We'll make sure to email it. I was just waiting to hear from Carol Crank. We have our members sell this weekend on Saturday of selective pruning from the Plumeria Grove. They're all named variety. And so we'll make sure to get that out. We just have to make some adjustments to it because of the guidelines due to the pandemic. But that's it for me. I'm going to turn it on over to Lolita.
Hi guys. So it looks like Terry has a t-shirt she wanted to display. Miss Terry. That's the new t-shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's the new design. If you weren't able to attend the members only sale that we did earlier, the t-shirts were there for sale. That is the back side of it, I believe.
Oh, you know what? It's a wrong color.
It's distorted because of her background.
Yeah, it's the background, so we can't really see it that well. I'm trying to think if I have an image I can throw up on the screen.
Kevin's going to show us.
Thanks, Kevin.
There we go. Perfect. All righty. So we had a shirt design that we had used from the Plumeria Society of America for quite some time, but now we have our own. So.
Okay.
Melissa, will you be shipping those, or will you hold them for us, like for us in San Antonio, until we make it back down there, pay in advance?
That is an excellent question. We're going to be meeting with the t-shirt committee, and they're going to try to get some information out to the members how to meet up to get those shirts, because right now we don't have the shipping option.
Excellent. Thank you.
All righty. Ms. Lolita, anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yep. So we have a donation of Pinot Rouge from the Texas A&M Heart Research Institute. Melissa's going to foster it, and we'll add it to the grove next year. It's a deep red, so it's beautiful. I don't know, is it blooming, Mel?
No. I think it's a 3-tipper, and it had just bloomed.
Okay. And then we are working on, we decided as a board that we are going to go ahead and hire a contractor for the repairs on the greenhouse. The Botanical Garden is going to supply us, Botanical Gardens is going to supply us with the corrugated plastic, lack of better terminology. I currently am working with 3 contractors. We're waiting on bids to submit to the board so that we can vote on the cost. Once we have that information, we'll make it available to everyone. And then the final thing I have is selective pruning. So we're going to talk about tree removal and actual dates. So if you have a calendar handy and you're able to mark this down, we'd appreciate it. So the big day is November 7th. This year, we would like to get it done sooner than later to avoid the holiday season. Bernice has a calendar. Not sure what that is, Bernice. Renee has a calendar. Okay, we have calendars. Oh, we're marking dates. Sorry. Thanks, guys. So November 7th is the big day. That's the tree removal date. Hopefully we'll have daddy-in-law driving the forklift, so there'll be no delays. Leading up to that day, the 2 Saturdays prior, so October 24th is going to be leaf trimming and perhaps selective pruning on that day. Just depends on how time goes. But we have to strip all the leaves from the trees. So again, October 24th, we're aiming for a morning session. So typically 8 to 10. If you are a new member to the society, or if you've not come out to help on a work day, we're going to share information via email. The gates aren't open at 8 o'clock, but just watch your emails and we'll disclose how to get in if you decide to join us on one of these work days at 8 a.m. So again, October 24th is leaf trimming day, and then October 31st is going to be our final pruning date. So we've kind of, with the storm, we tried to take some of the height down from the trees. Obviously, we didn't get it all, and we still need to shape the trees in order for winter storage so that when they come out in the spring, they're better shaped. So again, October 31st will be our selective pruning date if it's not handled the week prior to that, or if there's anything else that we need to do on that day, that's when it'll happen. Again, both sessions will be approximately 8 o'clock to about 10 a.m. So if you're able to come, we'd love to see you there. And that's all I have.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go over our maintenance collection committee report real quick. Wayway donated Aztec Gold because ours was looking pretty sad. And Pinot Rouge was donated by the Heart Research Institute. And Ron, again, is donating 2 trees. We just need to confirm with him so we can make signs. Unfinished business is our tree signs, but we're we're ready. We're just ready to send it off as it is. We'll just have to get next year and make any ones that we're missing. Again, new business, we have a cutting sale coming up this Saturday. We have approximately 200 named variety cuttings, and they're super healthy. I haven't been with the society very long. I've only been with the society for about 3 years, but I can remember a time when cuttings were covered in black sooty mold, rust, mealy bugs. These cuttings are beautiful, and it's a lot of work from the curator, co-curator, Renee, spraying, everybody who's getting out there and volunteering and spraying and paying attention to those trees. The vigilance really pays off. Alrighty. Calendars, I guess we need to hear from you guys as the members. We have the calendar ready to go. We're ready to go for 2021. It's just, we think this time around, the prepay worked so much better. We would always order like 100 and we were left with 50 or 60 or 70. This year, when we pre-ordered, we actually had no stock left, and then we'd have to do another order, maybe of 20. So anyone have any thoughts about a 2021 calendar?
But listen, did you already take pre-orders for those? I don't remember.
No, we didn't. We're trying to get some feedback from the members, and
Okay.
usually we would sell them at sales, and we'd usually sell them at the meetings. But because we're not meeting, we want to kind of get some feedback from all of you. Do y'all want to see?
I think we ought to do like we did last year and do pre-sales so we don't sit on them, because since we're not going to be having any sales because we don't know how long the COVID's going to last, we don't want to be stuck with a stack of calendars.
All righty. So we'll go ahead and I'll work on a flyer to send out for all the members and gain some interest on that.
Hey, Mel.
Yes, ma'am.
We also thought that in the same manner, Steph and I were talking, and in the same manner that we were able to register folks for the member-only sale, they could also email psstsales@gmail.com, and they could let us know like their pre-orders that way, and then we could order accordingly. So if anyone's interested in a calendar, again, the email to send your request to would be psstsales@gmail.com.
Perfect. I'll put that on the flyer, and that's good to know. So I have that here on the agenda. Thank you. I'm going to just run over quickly some things. So much has changed, and it feels like we're growing, but then we're shrinking at the same time with this pandemic. And we just have to evolve with all these changes. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at is the committees. Even though we're not meeting, let's see how to articulate this. We're not meeting in person, and we're not meeting at the Garden Senior Center, but this is a perfect example of how we're still able to meet and also take care of the Plumeria Grove, continue our camaraderie, learn, teach, etc. And so it's really important on the committees. If you're on a committee, you're going to be getting an email from us, and we've got to see how we can get you to make sure to continue to work together in order to take certain assignments that we really need your help with in keeping the society going and keeping the wheels turning. Okay? So I wanted to bring that up to y'all. I'm not sure if Terry, Lolita, or Stephanie has anything to say about that. But we will be emailing the committees about expectations or expected responsibility.
I do have something to add since I've got my my committee people here. And my committee needs to meet in person, so I don't know how. I don't want to throw you under the bus, Helga and Renee, but like I'm completely comfortable inviting you to my house or meeting at one of your houses and bringing the stuff, and we can just mask our way through a meeting if you want to.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and make sure on your committee that we put a note to that effect. All righty, Terry? Sounds good. All right. So one more thing, and I forgot to put it on the agenda. Sherry's not here today, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this. This is an envelope, and inside it's from Sherry Halbrook. She has helped to gather all the needed information for Plumeria Society of America, for PSST Delight, and for Fred's Passion. So we have the forms, we have all the pictures according to their guidelines. So this is another project, hopefully by the end of the year, to send off, because it'll need to go to the Keeves Garden in, I believe it's London or in Europe, and we're going to try to register those 2 trees.
Just to clarify, Melissa, this is to register, correct?
Correct, to register, yes. And if I've forgotten anything, I apologize, but I'm so excited. I want to hear Wei speak. And so I'm going to call to adjourn the meeting.
Hey, Melissa, before we do that, can I throw a request out there?
Yes, ma'am.
I've had lots of people tell me the feedback through either Helga making her phone calls or hearing back from other members that they're not receiving our emails or not being notified of anything from the society. And what I find whenever I try to specifically reach out to those individuals with the addresses we have is it's getting kicked back. So please, if you're wanting to receive our information and it's not coming to you, send us an email at psstcorpus@gmail.com so we can update your information in our member list.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, Mel, and I just wanted to add or reiterate that we are having a cutting sale this weekend, and that it went out via email. If there's any members that don't have that information and you would like it, you can text or call, or I don't know if Melissa wants to go over the exact details since this will be posted. And it is initially a members only cutting sale, and then we're going to open it up after a certain period of time to the general populace that is already present at the gardens. We're not advertising to the general public, right, Mel?
Correct. Carol and Michael are concerned that there will be a flock of individuals, and that's
So the hours, the time, can we say that here on the form?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, so 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. if you want your pick of the best selection. Seriously, they're healthy cuttings. A lot of them had inflows on it, and we apologize up front, but we cut the inflows off to allow the cuttings a better chance of survival and rooting. But there's cuttings from almost every tree. So if there's a particular color, particular variety that you want, strongly suggest you get there early. Again, we don't have enough time to do a member sign up, so you might anticipate having to wait back or hold back a little bit, because we still are only going to do 10 people in the greenhouse at a time, right, Mel?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So again, just wanted to reiterate, there's a lot of cuttings, a lot of good varieties. They're priced very, very appropriately. Our intent is not to foster any of these cuttings over the winter. We'd like to move them on to the society members.
Thank you.
The sale is at the greenhouse?
Yes.
Oh, I can't come, but Cindy might want to come. I just wanted to clarify so I could tell her, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And we will have the t-shirts available for sale at the same time.
Helga had a question. Helga has a question.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's see. Unmute. Helga. Let's see. It's Helga's first.
Okay. Hear me now. I didn't hear when the day was, and I never got an email about it. So I wanted to know for some other people.
Okay. So this is for members only, the greenhouse cutting sale. And you did not get an email because we had to work out some kinks with the gardens, but as soon as this meeting is over, it's going to go out to all the members. Okay. And it's this Saturday starting at 9 to 10. And like Lolita said, get there as soon as you can because we have some excellent cuttings.
Thanks.
Okay. All righty. So it's 7:11 p.m. Can we adjourn the meeting and go on to our guest speaker? All in favor?
I'll second the motion.
Aye. Now let's see who the first one was. Okay. We'll go with
You can't see.
Liz. We'll go with Liz and then Stephanie.
Am I even on here? Can y'all see me?
Yes, we can see you, Nina.
Yes, Flo, we can see you, Flo.
I'm on here, Jerry, but I can't get my picture.
All right.
I am here. I just joined. It took me 20 minutes to get on.
Me too. It took me, and John said, make sure you connect him, please. He had an accident and fell, and he's at Trinity Towers. But he has his cell phone, and he wants us to call him. Make sure he joins.
I don't know how to do that. You know what? I'll send it to him from my phone real quick.
Okay, like text him, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody because I'm going to turn over the screen to Way Start, okay? And I'll take care of that. And so I'm still learning this too, Way, so bear with me.
Belcare, I think, Belcare. Trinity Towers. He's a
More post. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I am new to Zoom, so we use Microsoft Teams for work, so bear with me if I mess up. I am so sorry. But I think I know most of y'all on the list. I think there's a few new faces, but I am a Texas game warden here stationed in Guadalupe County up in the Seguin area, but I used to be down there in Corpus with y'all. I was stationed in San Patricio County. So I'm so happy to see all of y'all. It's funny that I got invited to do this program because Lolita and I were on the phone. We talk for hours at a time sometimes, I think. And so we were just talking the other week, and she had mentioned that they were in need of a guest speaker. So I was like, I could do a program, you know, and I decided to find something that was relevant for y'all and kind of put something together. And I know we're kind of limited on time, so I will try my best to kind of zoom through everything, but I don't really have like a specific plan of how this program's going to go or how this presentation is going to go. I like to have people kind of raise their hands and stuff and ask questions. I've never done it like a virtual Zoom type meeting like this. But I wanted to show y'all, I did have a plant in the background. I see most of y'all have plants in the background. Everything looks so cool. I did bring, I got this from Lolita. Last year, I think, and from the plant traders meeting or plant trade. And anyways, it's here. So I wanted to show y'all it's still alive. So I am capable of keeping indoor plants alive, not just Plumerias. But anyways, so, and also Helga, I am so excited to see you on here. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm very excited to see that you found Zoom and everything. You're able to join us. I hear your voice every month when you leave us the voicemails. So I used to be an active member, but I'm just not quite an active member anymore just because I'm further away, but I try to stay involved whenever I can. Anytime I can help y'all out, I'm here. So let me try to share my screen. I've got 3 different file formats, so I will see if I can share it. And let's see. Okay, I am sharing. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay. Are y'all able to see my presentation here? Okay, it's kind of messy. Sorry about that. This is my first time to do this, like I said. There's somebody trying to enter the room, Mel. It just says iPhone 361-779-3181. Do I need to admit them or just ignore? Okay. All right, so real quick, Texas Game Warden here. So quick.
That's John Belsar trying to enter.
Oh gosh. Oh no, I just did. Oops. Oopsies. Okay, can anybody reach out to him to try to have him come back in? I closed the screen. So while we're doing that, let me give y'all a little background. So I've got over 7 years of experience as a Texas Game Warden. This isn't the most flattering photo of me, I just realized, but I didn't have time to change it out. So anyway, so I was previously stationed in Tarrant County and San Patricio County. Plumeria Society of South Texas member for 2 years, and because I only lived down there for 2 years, and I'm still active as a Plumeria grower. Sorry, I was a dork, just some blooms from this last year, mostly Jungle Jacks collections. And I keep taking new photos because I keep adding more and selling some off to friends and just introducing locals here in the Guadalupe County area to plumerias. So I keep gaining and losing some. So this is more or less what I have right now. Just real quick, game wardens are police officers for the state of Texas. We provide safety for people that are out boating, fishing, hunting, anything like that. Anything that has to do with natural resources, we're going to be there. And that includes being on the river, commercial stuff like shrimping and oyster fishing and stuff like that. We're going to be there. There's only about 530 of us in the state of Texas. We are assigned by county, and only a small percentage are women, probably about 30 of us, give or take. And I basically kind of already went over this. We also respond to natural disasters and other major events, such as, for example, Harvey. I was down there. I sheltered in place in Portland and was ready to go the next morning to go try to respond and help people out. Don't know if we have time for the video. We might not, but let me get the full view here. Okay, just a quick show of hands. Does anybody not know what a game warden does? Anybody? Okay, I'm guessing most of y'all do. Okay. All right, so let's see if this video will play. Might actually work. Oh, no, it's not gonna work. Okay, so we're not gonna look at that. Sorry. Okay, so we might not look at videos. Let's just stick with pictures. So we drive our patrol vehicles are trucks, and we also have big boats and everything. And this is my current boat right now. It's a semi-rigid inflatable boat, and that's what I use to patrol here in Guadalupe County on the rivers and lakes. And this is when I was down on the coast. You can see there I am in the front. And for those of y'all that watch the TV show Lone Star Law, you may recognize Albert Flores and Laren Johnson. And they were my partners down there when we were checking duck hunters. Okay, so let's get to what I want to talk about tonight. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay. All right, so I want to talk to y'all a little bit about feral hogs and other nuisance animals, because I know at the Plumeria Grove, y'all have been dealing with a lot of nuisance wildlife, especially hogs. I think hogs have been a big issue in that part of Corpus Christi because, I mean, there's a lot of natural areas and you've got a lot of waterways and just areas that wildlife will be moving through. So it's great habitat for hogs to go and root up and try to find grubs in the ground and food. Just some information for y'all regarding feral hogs. They are a non-protected species, so you can hunt, trap, and harvest them with any means and methods. Now, that being said, I know the Botanical Gardens has their own rules, so they may not want y'all to be out there, trapping hogs like that. Melissa, do y'all know if? Okay, go ahead, Terry. Yes, ma'am.
Is there? If you live trap them, is there something you can do with them? Are there any programs to help control the wild hog population?
Sure. Yeah, so let's see if I can pull up. Are y'all seeing like everything on my screen? Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's very cluttered. So I had some photos. Let's see. Let me scroll down here. Here we go.
I can only see your presentation. I can't see all your stuff on
my toolbar. I was like, because my flash drive has like a million other things on there. It's got, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So on the presentation here, y'all see this photo. Okay, so there are some limitations on once you do trap live hogs. It's because of health issues through the Texas Animal Health Commission. You can't technically transport them without proper regulations. through the state, and that's not going to be through Texas Parks and Wildlife. It's, like I said, it's going to be through the Health Commission. So this information on this page, on the bottom, you can see where you can reach out to them and see how to transport them to maybe transport them to another area, or if you've got some individuals that some or butcher them, that is one way you can do that. Another thing, I think there is a program called Hunters for the Hungry. And so there are some individuals throughout the state of Texas that they actually pay for the processing to, or they'll take it to a processor, and the processor will allow them to butcher a certain number of hogs, and then they can donate it to the local food bank. But definitely reach out. For live hogs, you need to reach out to the Health Commission just to make sure everything is good to go. So on hunting with so hunting feral hogs, you still need to have, you don't need a hunting license, but you still need to have hunter education. And also you do have to have prior landowner authorization. So you can't just go out to the grove and start trapping hogs. Definitely get permission first. And let me make sure. Okay, so I think I covered, okay, so definitely check with the city of Corpus Christi. They may have regulations. I'm not sure if the Botanical Gardens is within the Nueces County or Corpus Christi, city of Corpus Christi limits. So just check with the local ordinances and just make sure that that you do have permission to do any kind of trapping or hunting. So anybody have any questions at this point? Let me see. I'm trying to zoom through. Okay, I don't see any questions. Everybody good so far? Okay. All right, so.
Looks like Terry may have had a question.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to mention that we're really we are having off and on feral hog problems out at the Botanical Gardens, and so what can we do?
So there are, if you do some search, I by no means am am licensed for any kind of wildlife removal, but I've seen different methods. Growing up, my grandpa would always put certain things. It's probably not the most, this is back in the day, so it's probably wasn't the most environmentally friendly, but there are deterrents out there. If you do a little Google search, just some stuff that you could put out for hogs that keeps them away from certain areas. That being said, you might want to triple check to make sure they're environmentally friendly and that they won't hurt the plumerias. But another thing is you could try putting up a little bit of fencing, but that's gonna affect how y'all have access to the grove. So that's going to be an issue when it's time to remove them and take them to the greenhouse and stuff like that. So I don't really have the best answer for that, but I definitely recommend maybe working with the Botanical Gardens and just seeing if y'all can trap them. And I can get y'all some links and information to the board members. Or to the officers. There are some licensed folks that actually go out and trap hogs for a living, and they haul the hogs off and they're able to sell the hog meat elsewhere. And there's I think only 2 processors like that in the whole state where it's licensed through the state for the health regulations and everything. They want to make sure, because it is hogs, there's a lot of issues there. There are a lot of diseases that they have to kind of look out for. So they can't just let anybody go and trap them and try to sell the meat and everything like that.
The next question I had for you, after hearing that you were going to speak about this, I started watching some videos, and what I learned, and I just wanted to double check with you, is, so when they're rooting and they're looking for food and water, what I learned as well is they can actually affect the soil that they're in. And I guess it's with possibly diseases or whatever they may be tracking in. So I was wondering, could that be another possibility why we may have lost some trees this year, or they're just not doing well? It was in areas they were really concentrated in.
That may be a possibility. And honestly, to be honest, I didn't do the full research on the effects of feral hogs on botanical garden areas and just areas where plants are like ornamental plants and trees and stuff are planted. So I know the kind of damages they do to crops, but the stuff that they do to more ornamental type plants, I'm not 100% sure if they can transport and be like a vector to transporting some of the diseases over to the plant itself, you know, carrying it over from other plants and from other parts of the I guess the area that the hogs are in. So that is something to look out for. Y'all said y'all did lose a few this year, 2 feral hogs. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we lost a few and we couldn't figure out why. Our drip system was no longer on the trees. They were staked to the trees and then they're all over the place. So
right.
Assume it's the hogs going through.
Right. Absolutely. So I guess I might have to do a little bit more research on that, or maybe I'll get with y'all on that, but I just wanted to share just some of the regulations on if y'all do decide to trap some of these feral hogs. And to be honest, feral hogs taste great. I promise you. Don't try to trap them in the middle of summer when they're full of ticks, but come wintertime and stuff, they taste great. If you've got anybody that's a hunter, have them do the butchering and stuff like that. And it's great food. Okay. So real quick, the Texas Outdoor Annual, how many of y'all hunt or fish or plan on doing that? I know you are down on the coast. Nina, you don't even have to raise your hand. I know you do. I know Nina does. So I go to events for the game wardens, you know, where the game wardens have been invited. I actually see Nina and her husband, they're all, you know, at these programs. So it's always fun. Okay. So just so y'all know, just a little, I guess, PSA, the Outdoor Annual is online this year. It's all digital due to limited funding for the Outdoor Annual to be printed. So you can always go online nowadays. There you go. Awesome, Terry. Terry's got it on her phone. So you can download the Texas Outdoor Annual app, and that has information on anywhere from hunting to fishing to boating and what all you need and everything. It's right on your phone. So it's very easy to access. And depending on what county you decide to fish in or hunt in, it's got specific regulations on there as well. So let's see. So real quick, let me go over some of the non-game animals. So these are animals that you might see in your backyard. So in your own Plumeria herd or whatever. And so these are just certain animals that might try to dig in your property. And so you may decide, hey, you want to trap them or you want to move them somewhere else. So these are non-game animals. And so you still need a hunting license, but here's a catch. If you decide to handle like a nuisance non-game animal, then you don't have to have a hunting or trapping license. So the only thing is on these animals is that you have to be careful when it comes to coyotes. And let's see, because of the rabies quarantine, I didn't put it on here. I guess I missed that little page, but for coyotes, there is a rabies quarantine. So you have to be careful on that. So you can't transport a live coyote. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Terry.
Can you say the beginning of that again? I wasn't clear. So for the non-game animals, are they protected or they're not protected?
They're still protected in the sense that you still technically need to have a hunting license. Okay. Let me read it verbatim on how it's listed on here, just because I want to make sure that it covers everything. So for your non-game, you have an open season on them. So that means you can take them any time of the year. There's no limits on how many you can take. And let me just read y'all what the nuisance, non-game animals. Actually, it's the nuisance fur-bearing animals. I'm sorry. So this isn't on there, but nuisance fur bearers, that's going to be your opossums and your skunks. any of those animals, those are sometimes the animals that you might find in your backyard, or they might try to get in your barn or your shed. So those are animals where you can, without a hunting license, you can capture them and you can relocate them to another area, as long as you have permission from the next property and everything like that to take those animals. So you won't have to get a hunting license for nuisance fur-bearing animals. So I hope that kind of clears it up a little. I'm sorry, I left that photo out of there to kind of clarify that.
Do you still have to do hunter education for that?
So yes, ma'am. So on hunter education, the best practice I tell people, even if it's nuisance animals or feral hogs and stuff like that, on hunter education, I just recommend everybody take it. That's required. So on your Outdoor Annual app, if y'all pull it up, for those of y'all that have it, that might not show up. That's not going to show up. Okay, so for those of y'all that have it, you can actually go on there and figure out where to take your hunter education. If you have kids that are wanting to go hunt, this year or anything like that in the near future, you have to go online. If you're over 18, you can go online and take the course online. And I'm sorry, if you're over 17, you can take the course online, and you don't have to have like a classroom in-person portion. Now, if you're under 17, you will have to have that in-person part where you have to go in person and have a kind of like a field day, just to make sure you're ready to go. So hunter education, this is the important part. Anybody born before or after September 2nd, 1971 is required to have hunter education. So say you took it when you lived out of state in California, when you're in high school, but you still have proof of it, that's on the little card or any kind of documentation, we are good with that. We just want some kind of proof that you took it at some point in your life. And if you haven't, you can get that done online nowadays as well. Okay, so anybody have any questions at this point? Still good? Okay, I think I'm going over a little bit on time. Thanks, Stephanie. So she just showed me her hunting license. Hey, so now you can say you've been checked by a game warden. That doesn't clear you for, the rest of the year or anything, but just for today, you're good. You're covered. All right, so real quick, since nobody has any questions, I guess I want to kind of tell y'all a little bit of what I do on the side. Besides just doing all my patrolling and everything, I also help out with some outreach. That includes being on the TV show Lone Star Law, and just it's really helped get the word out on what we do. And this is when I was at the Packery channel, I think. Yes, this was several years ago.
Wait, tell us when you're going to be on TV so we make sure we watch that day, because Kevin and I watch that show a lot.
I will. Okay, Melissa, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but can I mention the public page that they put for Facebook for me? Is that okay? I don't know if she heard me. Oh, okay, she said good. Okay, so the best way to find out is you can actually go on Facebook and follow the Lone Star Law Facebook page, their main page. They have they have little previews every week showing who's going to be on that week. Or you can look me up as well. I have my own little page, a little outreach page that I do a lot of little programs and stuff like that. And I post some of the stuff that I see on a day-to-day basis, and it's Lone Star Law and then _starts, STARTZ. It's a good way to kind of keep up with what's going on. I try to post new regulations for the year. There is a lot of stuff. I understand that our regulations, our Parks and Wildlife Code regulations, the book is this big and that thick. So it's a lot to cover. So I understand if you've got questions. We try our best to always educate people whenever we can. So this is just a little behind the scenes of what it looks like in our trucks when we have the film crews with me or with us. We get a lot of GoPros, a lot of camera angles. As you can see, there's always a cameraman nearby. So this is me when I was releasing a barn owl recently. Actually, this was last year. And I was releasing a barn owl. And as you can see, there's always a cameraman nearby. You're never quite alone. I mean, we're always being recorded, but this is like, you really are being recorded at all times. So this is just, it takes a whole crew to kind of follow us a lot around, but nothing is scripted. The only thing that is more like scripted in a sense is when we're doing our interviews, because they'll ask us questions to kind of elaborate on what's going on during that scene or during that point of our patrol. So this is when I first got down to Guadalupe County, and we were working on the San Marcos River. So this is Caldwell County Game Warden on the far right. And then this is the guy in the middle with the Caldwell County Game Warden. He's actually the main producer for Lone Star Law. So he's on top of the list, and it's always an honor to have him out in the field. And he grabs a camera and films along with everybody. He's really cool. So they're all really cool people. And they put us really in a good light and everything like that. Okay, so I had some other videos, but I don't think on those. Y'all will just have to check them out. And one last thing. So I've seen a lot of stuff with garden clubs. One of the main things I've seen is people wanting to shoot or kill certain animals or birds because they're eating their plants or stuff like that. One of the big things to remember is not everything is something that you can shoot. There are some protected birds and species like that might come to your backyard. So just remember to check before you decide to shoot that cardinal or that blue jay that's stealing your fruit, off your trees. And if you do have anybody or a neighbor or anything like that you think that are poaching, you can always call Operation Game Thief, which is a Crime Stoppers program specifically for our natural resources. If you see somebody cast netting redfish, cast netting bass or flounder, you can always do this. And finally, just a little funny thing. How many times have y'all tried to put out like a game camera or try to catch something that's in your backyard, and what do you catch instead? Is that raccoon or that possum or that armadillo? That's just
big rat.
Just digging around.
Rats.
Oh gosh. All right.
Really great picture of one standing with on its hind legs with both hands on the glass trying to get into the cat food.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Or
all right,
30 raccoons. Or 30 raccoons.
Yes, for sure. So do y'all have any other questions?
Out on your back porch.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. I definitely recommend. So for those people that have nuisance wildlife that come into their garage or sheds, I get many that go underneath their houses or even into their attics. I just tell people don't leave dog or cat food or anything out for them. And I ask them, I'm like, are you leaving anything out that's attracting them to your yard? So that is something I bring up to folks. So yeah, that's all I've got.
I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
So number one, my perception of game wardens for some reason all along was, why do they carry a gun? I don't get it. They're out there and they're just, out there to poachers and stuff. And my husband made the comment, he was like, Melissa, imagine they're out sometimes in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And poachers can be drunk,
yes,
or very unruly and don't care for the law. So I guess my question is, do you find yourself in a lot of those situations?
Honestly, knock on wood, it's really it's mostly that 1% that you're dealing with. For 99% of the people that we deal with, they're they're law-abiding citizens. We're just out there checking them, make sure they have the proper safety equipment on their boats, or they have the right licenses and everything. And they're not shooting over the limit, you know, when they're out hunting. But we're always prepared that there's going to be somebody out there that's going to turn, something's going to go bad. So we're always ready for that. Let me see if this video will play real quick. If y'all have a couple more seconds. This is an old video, but it's kind of sums up everything that we do. I don't think it's going to play. Let me see. Let me stop sharing real quick, and then let me pull up the video this way. Okay, it may or may not work this way.
If you guys don't watch that show, you should definitely watch it. It's really informative and it's entertaining. When we can't find anything to watch or we're just doing chores around the house, we just put it on. It runs a lot on TV.
So it looks like I'm not able to show this video. Let me see if I can show this one. I might have to log in, so.
You can stop share real quick so you can log in and we don't see all that good stuff.
Okay, can y'all see anything now? I paused it. Can y'all still see?
We just see a blank screen.
Okay, all right, so I paused it. Let me see if I can get this going real quick. I know we're going way over on time. Okay, I'm gonna have to log in real quick. So the show is on Animal Planet, and oh, I don't have to log in. Okay, so and it comes on Sundays. So for those of y'all that are interested in watching that, let's see. Okay, how do I unpause this? Ah, here we go. Let's see if it plays. Here we go.
It was just a slideshow, right? That was it? Or was there supposed to be sound?
Oh, there was supposed to be sound. Was the sound not going through?
No,
Oh,
it
no.
was just
Okay.
a slideshow.
Oh, no. Okay, well, y'all will have to check it out. It's on the Texas Game Wardens Facebook page. And I can try to send out an email if y'all want. I can send out the actual presentation that I had. It might be able to, so y'all can actually click on the links and everything. Like I said, I've never shared a screen before, so I didn't know that it wouldn't show every, or it wouldn't let the sound go through. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing at this point. Does anybody have any questions? No?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Sure.
I'm not sure sometimes that people, because I live out in the country, and we have thousands of feral hogs here, and they kill baby calves and baby deer. And what we do out here is our neighbors have a helicopter, and they fly in the evenings at night. Well, not exactly at night, in the evenings. And they shoot them with AR-15s because we have thousands, and they kill a lot of baby deer, they kill a lot of baby calves, and they have torn up fences bad because they try to root under the fence and they tear everything up. It's real bad.
Yes, so we actually also regulate that kind of stuff. So anything done by air, by the air, so any kind of helicopter hunting and stuff like that for feral hogs, that we actually get a notification in our email saying, hey, this person is going to go out for so many hogs, like 500 hogs, you know, and they get quite a few of them. But because unfortunately, it's still a drop in the bucket.
I think they get a permit or something because they always call us and ask, can they circle over our area? And we always tell them yes.
Absolutely, especially if they're digging under the fences. And so, Melissa, that might be why fencing's probably not the best idea. Unfortunately, even if you do trap them, it's going to still be kind of a drop in the bucket with feral hogs. It's so hard to regulate them. And like I said, I'm not an expert on that. It's just I deal with some of the regulations with some of that. And I can kind of point you on the right direction. But that's all I've really got tonight. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in and for giving me this opportunity to talk to y'all. I think a few years back, Gordon had mentioned that to him and maybe John and they had mentioned something about doing a program. So it's cool. It's an honor to see everybody and to be able to share this part of my life with y'all, even though y'all know me as a Plumeria grower. So anyways, I hope y'all take care, and I'm always here. So if y'all need anything, let me know. Okay.
Thank you for presenting.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm not sure what our view looks like, but we're going to go ahead and end this meeting.
Wait.
Oh,
Renee,
Kim.
Renee, is that a Christmas tree? Should it not be a Plumeria?
I was thinking that.
Okay, y'all, I'm in my husband's office and that tree stays put together, and then I just carry it in the house and then I carry it out here. So it is our Christmas tree.
Love it.
And I don't have to take it apart. I don't have to take the lights off or anything. It just stays right there.
Melissa, I was wondering if you could give us a brief overview of the registration process in case somebody doesn't know how involved it is.
It's a terrible process, so I'm just going to spend like 30 seconds on it. Lots of pictures, raw file, so that's why I have this little disk here. There's no way they can be emailed. They're way too big. A raw file is a special photo it's a file format that they request. There's a form that goes along with the pictures we have to present, and mostly it's going to have to do with the pictures that we've taken and that we submit to them, and then just a description of the tree. So Fred's Passion, a lot of you know it. A lot of you probably have it. It is not a registered tree. It came from someone who grew it from a seedling. It's beautiful. It's a very fragrant, it's very large bloom, consistent bloomer. John Balser has always been very proud of it as well. It's always been a big seller. And then Plumeria's PSST Delight. It's a little play on words. Instead of Turkish Delight, it's PSST Delight. Looks like candy. It's multicolored. It's beautiful. And so mostly the registration has a lot to do with photos. And so Sherry really stepped in and helped us take some high quality photos with her camera using the raw file format.
Melissa, I am not sure if they will allow us to register something with an abbreviation like PSST.
You're correct. So we will have to discuss a AKA name, which could be Plumeria Society of South Texas Delight. And then they'll come back and tell us. They'll say, no, inappropriate, improper name. And so just so a lot of you know, one of the biggest changes we're going to have on our Plumeria signs is going to have the registration number. And then if it's not a registered Plumeria, it'll say not applicable. And if it's a tree that went through the registration process but was never completed because someone died or they never finished the paperwork, it'll say IN, improper name. Or you might have something like reserved because it's still going through the registration process. But as a Plumeria society, it's important that we learn this process and that we better understand it. And so that's why we're going to try to take this through registration. Hope that helps. But again, it was a pleasure to see all of you. We had a great turnout today. I think we have like, I don't know, I can't really see it right now. We have something like 19 participants. That's way more than we had the first time. And so as everybody gets used to this, I imagine we're just going to have more and more participants, and we're getting better at this. So it was a pleasure to see all of y'all. We're happy you're all safe and healthy, and we pray that it stays that way. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting. Bye.
Bye.